Hey YouTube, this is TCG Shek here, and this is my scrap deck that I used this week in locals on Sunday. We were at the venue and the guy just said, since we all knew about the September ban list and someone asked about if we could play it since, well, new format's coming around and pretty much we do not care about the March format anymore, we just want to get started on the next one, to get stuff tested. So he said that we're going to play by the September list. I already had my deck set up and everything built up, so I knew what to change from both decks. There was slight alterations. I'll tell you. I'll show you the deck list, and I'll give you the locals report. First, the deck: 3 Chimeras, 3 Tengus, 3 Veilers, 2 Beasts, 2 Goblins, 2 Granules, 1 Golem, and 1 Orpheus. Now the Gors was meant to be in this deck, which I actually had ready for it, but my mate, he ended up needing to borrow a Gors for a trade since he didn't have his. So he asked to borrow one of my many Gorses, and I took out my page of 9, and then there was a gap there, so I decided I'll just put this Gors in it. This was before it was announced that we're going to use the new list, so that was away from where all the cards I was going to use, so blame him. You know who you are. Stealing Gorses off me. Anyway, spells. 3 Scrap Storms, 3 Scrap Yards, 3 MST, still looking for that gold, 1 Book of Moon, 1 Mind Control, 1 Scapegoat, and the 3 big cards: Reborn, Dark Hole, and Heavy Storm. Spells haven't changed at all. I'm quite happy with the spell lineup. I've not really thought of anything else to put into it, so it's quite a good spell lineup. I've not really thought of putting Duality, and I'm not too keen on it right now. Traps: 2 Bottomless Trap Holes. I'm thinking of either changing this for Horn of the Phantom Beast or Fiendish Chain, since Priority is still with us, but it's still a good card to use. 2 Starlight Rose, because Light Swarms were very hyped and quite a few people were running them, and Heavy Storm and everything, so I decided to put 2 in now instead of the 7 tools, because it's not a trap hit. It's not traps a lot now. It's not many traps, so I don't see 7 tools being that good anymore. So I decided to put in the Starlight Road. I'm thinking I might try out Magic Drain or Dark Ride now to stop those spell cards going off. But I'll just need to see what I think. Anyway, 2 Call of the Haunted, because it went to 2. This card, for the deck, I was meant to take out Golem for the Gors. I was meant to keep in the 3 Veilers, but Golem has turned out to be very broken with this, because a lot of times I had starting hand, I was able to tribute like a Goblin or Beast to bring out Golem, Synchro, bring Golem, bring Beast back, Synchro, bring out a Dragon, Reborn the Golem, bring another thing back, Synchro, another Dragon, basically clear the field after that, Call of the Haunted, Golem again, bring back another Beast, Twin, and that's pretty much game. I'm going to keep Golem into the deck now. I was thinking that I was going to take that out, but with Call of the Haunted at 2 now, it's actually turned really good now. It's the best target you can use Call with, other than Goblin, just to keep a card on the field. If you can survive the attack, obviously. Anyway, extra deck, pretty much almost exactly the same as before, except Librarian, Catastor, Ryo, Black Rose, still can't see, Stardust, another Stardust because I run 2 Starlight Roads. The Naturias, Utopia, since I still don't have Roach, Archfiend, Dragon, 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 Twin, and Twin. I put the second Twin back in because of Golem. If I don't run Golem, I'd run 1 Twin. If I do, I'd run 2. That's pretty much it. I've taken out Colossal Fighter. It was a good card, but I just needed more room in the extra deck. And I've taken out Thought Ruler Archfiend. Without Deep Prisons or that now, it's not as useful as it was. It's still a good card. It helps bring my life points up, so Grano would just be even bigger than he already is. But that's not what I'm concentrating on, so, and most of the time I want to make Scrap Dragon. Extra side deck, 2 Sidras, 2 Thunder Kings, 2 DD Crows, excellent card this format, 2 Noblemins, 2 Goes on Match against those zombie plant things. Yes, they're called things now. Light Imprisoning Mirror, as I've said in the previous video, Iron Imperial Wall, and a Chimera Tech. This deck went 3-1. I came second overall. The only loss was to that zombie Tengu plant tour guide abusing thing, which is just stupid. I'll post a link to his deck vid up here somewhere. I don't know if I feel like it. Anyway, first match I went against Karakuri. It was a pure Karakuri. He went for the OTK, but I managed to beat him just for the fact that game 1 he didn't get off at all. I just kept popping all stuff with Scrap Dragon. Game 2 he did manage to get a few synchros out of Bottomless one of them, but he still got effect obviously. And I wasn't worried. In my hand I had Dark Hole, I had Cyber Dragon, I had no field. It didn't matter to me. So obviously I was able to just clear his field in either way. He did bring Naturia Beast out with one of the synchro because I Bottomless the other. He managed to sink into another one. So I just scooped that one, tribute that for Golem to attack over his Naturia Beast, and then next turn he tried to go off again with a few synchros, but he didn't have the level 7 guy, can't remember, I think it was Fury. Can't remember. Anyway, and so he ended up having to go into other stuff. Again, I just went Dark Hole, he didn't have Stardust, so it's fine for me. And I just basically just stopped him all the place completely. Game 2, I went against Black Salvo Chaos deck. I went 2-1 against him. Game 1, I just stayed in control with my dragons. He just couldn't get any of his Naturia Beasts or that out. Not Naturia Beast, Chaos Sork and BLS out. Game 2, he milled his BLS and his own light. He had quite a few darks, and before he even... As soon as his turn, I just DD crowed away Blackluster Soldier straight away. It's just to stop him having a light. But I just couldn't get the... Other than that, he managed to actually just keep in control, synchroing with Black Salvo. And I just couldn't really do anything to fight back. Game 3, again, I just basically tried to stop all his plays with the 3 Veilers that I made, with the DD Crows that I sided in and all that. I just basically kept trying to get rid of all his lights, because he ran mainly darks he ran about 14 darks and about 6 lights, so I just concentrated on DD crowing his lights away to stop him getting Chaos Sork. He kept trying to mill it with like Bulb, and pretty much stuff like that. I just basically stopped him making his plays. Game 3, I went against Gravekeepers. This one, Game 1, as soon as I got my Scrap Dragon out, I was sorted. He tried to use Spy, and he had Spy, Recruit, and Descendant on the field, and I had Dragon. He tried to use Descendant's effect to pop Recruit, to pop my Dragon, but I kept Veilering it, and I just attacked over his Descendant each time he'd made it, and I just slowly managed to just gain control from that. Game 2, I just didn't draw into anything. He Royal Tribute turn 1, which dropped my Tengu. I had Scrapyard in hand, so I just searched for Goblin, which I set because I couldn't do anything. He ended up popping that with Descendant, and I just couldn't draw into anything. I ended up drawing into a Tengu at last. Summoned it after Dark Holing, attacked for 1/7. Next turn I managed to tribute that for Golem, get another Tengu, and then as soon as that Tengu came on he TT'd and I just didn't have any other monsters to attack with. And with not many traps now, I couldn't really use traps to defend myself. Game 3 again I just got Dragon and just stopped all his plays. Game 4 was against the zombie plant thing, which his deck will be up here. He stopped me from getting my win at Highlander at last. Stupid ball. But game 1, I tried to get off. I went for a setup turn 1, but he managed to get Tour Guide, Sangan, Leviathan, you know, all those shenanigans. He just kept using all those cards, gain pluses, gain control. Game 2, I got Dragon out again. As soon as you get Dragon out, you're quite sorted. He couldn't do anything, and I managed to beat him down with all this stuff. He couldn't get any of his plays either, because of my free Veilers. Game 3, again, he just went off really fast, and the deck just couldn't keep up. But overall, I came second, which isn't that bad. Should have got first if it wasn't for that stupid Sangan ruling. I reckon that'll go soon. But anyway, that's what happens. Hopefully next week, scraps will prevail. Anyway, see you, YouTube.